with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble as quickly as possible.
Yes, you are welcome. You're welcome to the program live and direct on Biafra Global Network. Good to have you here, everyone, both those who have come with a mindset made up and those who have come with their mind open to listen and to understand. Biafra is something that we are targeting, and anything that will stop us from receiving our freedom, we are ready to take away from the road. We have sworn our lives to keep Biafra, to preserve Biafra. And that is one of the things that is making us do what we're doing. And when we begin to see things go wrong, it is our duty to see that we set things right and correct things. And we have tried as much as possible to make sure that we try to get things working in the secret. But yet we have a leader, of course, Mazi is the leader. We have a spokesperson who decides to rubbish and bring us to the public to rubbish everything that can be done in secret. This is the first time in my life I see somebody who is expected to behave professionally as an adult and as someone who has been put by Onyendu at least to take his place for the meantime, try to rubbish things by himself. And so since they have decided to come out all out to wash the dirty linen, we're here to set the record straight. We're not here for personal attacks. We're here to set the record straight. I have my comrades in the studio already, and this is Mazi Ken. Mazi Ken is here. Also, we have Mazi and Chidozie is here. We are all here, and of course, we have Mazi Kennedy is here. Also, we're waiting for others to come in, and as soon as they get in, we're going to be talking this out serious and real Biafrans, people who have dedicated their lives and said they're going to stand for the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, please, I want to correct this impression. We have not come for attack. And we have come to set the record straight and to make sure Biafrans understand what the truth is. And of course, by the time my comrades, here have been able to establish the truth from their own testimonies, I am going to take my time because I don't want to bore them with the details. I'm going to go into details to give Biafrans things that have happened and how they have happened. And so that you can understand, because these are things that we would have actually, if we are reasonable, we would have been able to sit in-house. And of course, as somebody who is a spokesperson who should be mature enough to understand what it means to have the responsibility of a spokesperson, rather comes all out to rubbish the whole concept of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's program. And I want to tell you today that if that is the way he wants to go, then we are going to defend this with the truth. And that's what we have come to do. And of course, I stand for the truth. Everyone here stands for the truth. And we're going to make sure that we do due diligence to the facts. We have not come to attack Simon Ekpa. We have not come to attack anybody. We have come here to set the record straight. And these are the things we would have resolved. Remember last week, was it 2 days ago, I told us that we're inviting him for a meeting so that we could talk. But the next thing we see, rather than coming for the meeting, he's too big to come for meeting. So he thinks that he has to come to social media to rubbish those who are dedicating their lives and opening their face to the public, to risking their lives and their families to talk for freedom and to defend the cause of freedom. Mazi Simon Ekpa is the spokesperson. He is not the leader of Biafra. So if he has been given the mandate to be the spokesperson by Biafra people, you should understand that the meaning of being a spokesperson means to speak the heart of the people and not to blackmail the people or cause chaos. Today we have situation on ground, but I'm not going to talk too much because I have people, thank you so much, Mazi, and Prince Ezem Ihenacho is here already. Of course, the man who stands for the truth and every time standing and speaking the truth. I want to appreciate you, please. I will give the comrades the time, to introduce, let's introduce ourselves one another. I think the network is taking some of us out. Somebody's asking why now. I think you should have asked Simon that question. Why now? If you call somebody who is your leader, or sorry, the spokesperson is not the leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. If you call your spokesperson to come to a meeting, and he comes outside to actually talk about to actually discuss the issue that should have been discussed in-house. Why are you coming to blame those who want to explain the things? So the issue of why now, it should be directed to Simon, because he's the one. So now, Mazi Chidozie, please, I want you to introduce yourself to Biafra people so that they will know you better from your perspective. So please, sir, please go on.
Then one. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Because the way things are, I'm just going to leave it at that. My name is inconsequential, even though some people like to call people, blackmail people, and do all that, knowing the time we're living in. But I'm an IPOB coordinator, living overseas, living in North America. I've been part of this movement for some years now. And I believe in Onyendu's vision for our people. First and foremost, truth is life. People don't understand the importance of truth. So without truth, we cannot have justice. And without justice, you cannot have peace. And without peace, you cannot have progress. So if you're lying, you're expecting progress. That means you're not thinking logically, because there's a logical link between telling the truth and progressing in anything you're doing. So we have to speak the truth here. We have to defend the truth in order to have progress in what we're doing. So we're here to uncover the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Day one.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chidozie. We are here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And that is where to. Thank you so much. And Mazi Ken, please take the stage, please.
Good afternoon, dear friends. I don't know if I'm coming out very clear.
Loud and clear, yes, you are.
Yeah, good afternoon, dear friends. We are not here for show. We are here to help Biafra understand what is necessary. When you cover lies, it means you are not honest. Truth has to be spoken, no matter who is involved. Mazi Nandakalu says, we are not getting Biafra with lies. We must get Biafra with truth. And you that is getting Biafra with truth, you must be whiter than white. That means any lies you discover, you must make sure you expose it. You must make sure you clean it. You must make sure you let everything white. Because the kingdom which we are seeking for, it is already here with us, which is Biafra. And we must enter into that kingdom with all honesty. The kingdom we are seeking for is not going to be like Nigeria. And that is why we must do everything humanly possible to cut off whatever that look like lies and let Biafran open their mind to embrace what is truth. Thank you, Biafrans, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mazi. I can see people's questions coming in. Somebody said, who is this new group? Who are this new group?
Please, just ignore that. Let's just get on with the business, please.
Okay. All right. Let's ignore that. Of course, thank you, sir, for that. Mazi Kennedy, please, just go on, please. Make your introduction so we can.
Yeah, I'm saying...
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I say good evening to Biafrans and the viewers from wherever you're watching from at home. So I'm Ken Chuku. So
Yes.
in this very program today, I'm here to elaborate some things that are already holding us back in this very struggle. So because there are some citizens and the landowners of Biafra that people don't know that are just underground watching and supporting this very struggle. So, but when things are going wrong, we have to set the record straight. So this is why we are here, Biafrans. Don't see it as if we are here to be against anything. Rather, we stand by the truth. And as long as we stand by the truth, then we must allow that truth to prevail. So this is the reason why we are here today. So I thank you, everybody, and I hope this program will be an eyes opener to our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi. Please, Prince, please, of course, the people, of course, are familiar with you on this platform. So please go on.
Can I begin by giving all glory to God, Chukwokike, Abiyama, that gave us all the air that we were able to breathe in order to take part in today's activities. Because God is the beginning of everything we do in life. And He's also the ending of everything we do in life. So I just wanted to acknowledge God, the source of our life, the source of our being. And I want to say all glory, all honor, all adoration, all worship, all praise be unto His name today and forevermore in Yeshua's name. You say?
Yes, sir.
You say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please, my brief introductory speech will come in this manner. I want every Biafran, I want my fellow Biafrans, brothers and sisters, to take a new definition of insanity today. Because in Biafra, we're going to be introducing new concepts, ideologies, theories, because our world had already been derailed. We know that. So we're going to have plenty of teachers that will help our children coming up to be an embodiment of ideas through which money is made. Today, people are killing themselves. Everything you see going wrong, you find will link to money, but people forget that ideas make money. So today I want to give you a new definition of insanity. And that is that if any Biafran, if any human being on this earth believes, thinks, or assumes that any one individual or group of individuals will bring or give them Biafra, then that is the insanity we are talking about. That is the true insanity. So I want you to mark that down and understand why I have said this. I'm saying this because this is what is going to happen and this is what is happening now. So you understand. Because without understanding, everybody will be. So I want, with understanding, things become clearer. I want to show you what is going to happen and what is happening. A complex combination of tsunami-like. You know what tsunami is. This is how Biafra is coming, okay? So you all know, so that you don't go thinking it is any particular human being or group of individuals that will bring about Biafra. So listen attentively. A complex combination of tsunami-like factors beyond human comprehension and human control will bring about Biafra. I need you to mark these words carefully, because they are very, very, they are driven from the spirit. This is what is going to bring Biafra. So let no genuine Biafran panic when you're seeing all that is going on right now. Don't panic, because it's going to be a complex combination of tsunami-like factors beyond human comprehension nor control that will bring about Biafra in the end. All you're asked to do and or say is that which is good, bad, or ugly, depending on your persuasion, because every mortal being in this transient life is unintentionally on autopilot. That is what autopilot means. I need people to understand these things. Every human being on this planet, including Britain, including British people, including Fulanese, everybody, including me, okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we are all going to be doing and saying whatever, depending on our respective persuasions. And these combinations that we call autopilot. I'm about to round off, please. And this will come all to the glory of Chukwokike and the blessing of humanity. And listen now, this last paragraph, and then I will submit, I will yield. It has to be, and it must seem physically and humanly impossible for all glory to be reserved and accorded to only Chukwokike Abiama. If it seemed, or it is easy in the human eye, that man would steal this glory through the delivery of Biafra, it had to be so complex so that we can glorify God. So because the God we are talking about is a jealous God that would not allow his glory to be stolen. Because if any man were to make this possible, if any group of individuals were to make this possible, they will steal the glory of God. That is why it's going to take a multitude of complexity of factors that will seem, it will be beyond human comprehension, so that Biafra will be here. We are here. I don't care whether people think we are the good, the bad, or the ugly. We are coming from a particular persuasion. And in the end, God would know. It is only God that knows and understands the intentions of man. But I can assure you that we are all on autopilot, and the destination is Biafra. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Adam, if you please just make a brief introduction, and then we can go on. We'll go straight to what we have come to do today. Please go on. Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I
Madam,
can.
Yeah, please make a brief introduction, and then we'll go straight to what you have come to do.
Thank you so much, Kelechi. Thank you so much, Kelechi, for having me here. Greetings to the house, greetings to our prince, greetings to all of you who is here, Mazi is here, our brother Kelechi, and also our brother of our brother. I so much appreciate you all. Kelechi, why is he echoing?
Check your gadgets and your
It's
system.
echoing, but we're hearing you clearly. It's echoing, but we're hearing you clearly.
Of other things. Maybe if you have a device that's playing it out, just put it off or something.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Hello, fellow Biafrans, all you genuine Biafrans that are fighting for our restoration, fighting for our freedom, and supporting people for us, to get our freedom. I am not here to attack anybody. I am not here to, to say one or two. I'm only here just to clarify something. Please, can you all speak yourself and listen to what we have to say? You cannot just criticize somebody without listening to the person, and that is not who we are. We are not here to cause any harm. We are not here to do anything to anybody. If you can just behave yourself and be matured enough to listen to us, because Mazi and the country, we should all fight collectively to get our freedom. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dear friends, we are ready now to talk. What we came here to do is to give clarifications to issues. We didn't come here to attack anybody. We have come to actually give clarifications. And we're going to set, let me set the pace in 1 minute. We have, of course, most of you know about the issue of meetings and all of that. And there are some factors that actually that led to the meetings and all of that. Of course, when you have issues in a nation, the stakeholders would have to sit together to discuss, and that's what we have come to do. And we have so many things that have been happening, of course, which of Simon comes to the air and try to give a perspective to it. But I want everyone who is here to be mature enough and listen. I told you last time when we talked, I said, just watch and listen. The most important thing you can do for yourself in life and to prove how reasonable you are and how intelligent you are is to listen and have the patience to listen and listen. That is when we can prove that you're intelligent. That's when you can prove that you have what it takes to actually do what you can do as a human being to resolve matters. We are dedicated to resolving every matter, and that's why we're calling Simon for a meeting. Mazi Kennedy, please, I want to start with you. I want you to give us a perspective to how we got here. Yeah, Mazi Kennedy, are you there? Seems you are muted.
Let me, okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, we can. Yes.
Okay. We are here not as a different group, not as a new group. We are autopilot. And autopilot did not come from any of us here. It first emanated from Mazi Namdekalo. And that is where we picked from. So we didn't come here to create new group. We are autopilot. And you know, anything that is in auto movement, you can't hold it until it gets to the destination. And our destination is Biafra. We are here to let Biafrans know that things are not going well. Things are not going well. What you have been hearing is not the right thing. We want you to understand so that tomorrow you will not blame us that all of us are scammers or that we don't know what we are doing, that we saw the truth, we refuse to speak out. That is why we are here. Thank you. I will make some clarifications because we have other speakers in the house, in the studio. So we'll make further clarification as we move on. Thank you.
You're mute. You're mute. We can't hear you.
You can hear me? I'm not mute. I'm not mute.
I'm talking about Kelechi.
Yeah, of course, it was it was muted. Sorry. I actually wanted you to make your clarification, the clarifications from your own perspective, because I didn't want to ask a specific question. I want us to just go straight and analyze how and what has transpired so far and what is happening from our perspective, to beginning from where you can begin from, and from what you know and how much you know about what has really been happening and how much of things have gone bad, and of course why we decided to wade in based on the fact that we are talking about our nation, and our nation is our responsibility and all of that, and why we have been holding meetings and why we have been calling Simon to come into meetings, and the reasons why he has not responded, and the reasons why he had to come all out when we call a meeting. He has to go all out there to actually create an impression. So I want you to come in from your own perspective, from your own point of reasoning, what and how and what has been happening or what is going on, please.
Biafrans, the truth must be said.
Yes.
Mazi Namdekalo publicly stated that nobody should contact our ESN on ground.
Correct.
Nobody, except those who have specific assignment on that area.
Yes.
And we were not contacting them, but these are brothers who have been mandated to be staying in the forest to safeguard our forests. Started contacting those they are not meant to be contacting. That is to say, the people who are supposed to be taking care of them are not taking care of them. So they try to voice out, to reach out to people who can get to our spokesperson to know what is the situation of things. And the complaint becomes so much that we couldn't bear it. We have to send message across to Simon for us to, the stakeholders, sit down and discuss and know why these complaints are coming to people who are not supposed to receive this complaint. That was why we summoned Simon to come, so that we sit down inside without coming outside. But Simon refused and said, we are children. Who are we? Who is Kelechi to call him for a meeting? And Kelechi is a Biafran. He is not a Muslim. He's not a Fulani. Sorry. He's not a Fulani. He's a Biafran. So Kelechi has right to inform our brother what he's heard or what he saw going wrong. And Simon did not respond. Simon did not come for that meeting yesterday, being 13th March 2023. This is why we are coming open to let Biafran know what is going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mazi, can you give us a perspective to it? You know, we have been looking at the issue of ESN. Before Mazi Chidozie comes in, before, of course, we go further. And before Mazi Chidozie, comes in, Mazi Ken, we have the issue of so many issues on ground. We have the issue of finance. We have the issue of the ESN and the complaints that we have been receiving from ground. You know, we can tell that we receive lots of complaints, and these are genuine freedom fighters that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself instituted and gave the mandate of functioning effectively as commanders, you know, under ESN. And of course, lots of them began to come, and we discovered that during the election, the no election period, they were all complaining because they couldn't even defend themselves. And in fact, with all the bragging we were making on social media, saying that there will be no election and all of that, these people were being bombarded by the Nigerian military, but yet they had no tools, because they actually were, you know, when you prompt the enemy to feel that you have everything, and then they go attack your defense, you know, and then you find out that your men are being killed. Please, Mazi Ken, can you come from your perspective? Because I'm going to still have time to say things clearly so that Biafrans can understand from the perspective I am coming. So please go on.
Okay, thank you very much, and good afternoon from my location. And I'm thanking everybody for being here today. I hope my voice is coming out loud.
Sure. Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah. So this issue of ESN we are talking about today is not the first time we start having this problem. When our leader Onyendu was still there, somebody who were also having contact with the ESN before he gave that very declaration that nobody should have contact with the ESN on the ground. But some of us here have family members that are there. And when something is going wrong, I don't see anything wrong when somebody calls his brother to tell him how he feels. And if we should bring it up to the leader or to the people in charge that something is going wrong, I don't see the reason why there can't be a clarification for us to be able to solve whatever the problem is. So in the issue, I'm just somebody who is standing by the side, watching what is going on, because everybody will not do the same thing at the same time. So I have my own reasons why I just stay by to watch and lead our people to decide, advise our people, tell them where the truth is and where they should stand and where they shouldn't. So in the issue of Simon Ekpa and the things I heard, there are things that broke my heart. The major reason is, as you all have said, or those that have spoken already, that things went wrong and he was called in order. So these things should be resolved in-house. And later, he came out projecting the names of some people online. These are things that the autopilot that we are all in today, we are all against when the other party was doing it before. This is just why I decided to come in, because it's wrong. If there is anything going on about the gallant man at home, and there is a problem, and the people around him working with him called him that something is wrong, he's supposed to give them a listening ear. So I found it very, very wrong that he went online, start calling names of people, start expelling people. So nobody can expel anyone from this very race, from this very struggle that we are into. We are all Biafrans. This is what I want our people to understand. And nobody knows who will make this come true. This very restoration we are into, or this very freedom we are seeking, nobody knows who will let it come true. We all are in the struggle, and we all are giving our best, trying to make it right so we can get our freedom. So what I just want to say is that I will yield my sword for now. Then the more information I get, then I will know more things to tell our people, and I will also give them opportunity for them to ask questions so we can enlighten them. Thank you very much.
All right. And now I want us to go into details because we have to let the people know what is happening. And critically, we have to go into details and give facts. Facts. These are the things we have to point out here so that, of course, after now, as soon as I'm through, I'm still going to have a personal broadcast where I'm going to analyze everything the way they have happened to Biafrans, because I want Biafrans to understand what has been happening, so that we don't end up becoming ridiculed and blackmailed and all of that. Because when we ask for a meeting, we're asking to resolve things that have been happening to our people, our finance, our men on ground, our security, and all of that. But of course, these things come all out there, and we have to give clarification. So I want us to go into details so that we don't just so that the people would know what has actually been happening to the men on ground, who the men on ground are, whether they are genuine or not genuine, and how they have been financed, whether they finance, what is happening to our finance, and all of that. We're going to talk about all these things. I have my personal explanation to these things and evidences to prove to Biafrans. So how our men are being threatened, I have voice messages and all of that we can play out here if you want us to play them, and how our men are being threatened, and of course, so many things. So Mazi Chidozie, please, can you go on? Take it from here, please.
Okay, Mazi Ndewo. I'm here to talk about very fundamental issues concerning any civilization. Ours, in this case, we're not going to be different from others. So the way we organize has been problematic for a long time. We have issues of accountability and transparency. We have not taken it. And somehow people, when somebody the leader is held accountable and is being called to account, he says, "Who are you to call me to account?" Not knowing that people calling you to account actually make you a better leader. It actually makes things run better. It makes you sit up. So this is the step towards a civilized nation. If Biafra doesn't learn this lesson right now, we are just going to another one zoo to the next zoo. This is the places we live in, the Western nations we live in. This is what they live and die by. You know, it's not personal. Everybody must be held to account. As Ronald Reagan used to say, he repeated after the KGB, you trust, but you verify. You don't just go trusting any leader. If you're trusting any leader, you're encouraging him to become a dictator. You're empowering him to become a dictator. So holding ourselves accountable is the bedrock of any organization. It's been a problem in IPOB from the start. That's why we've been going through crisis after crisis, and each time we go through it, we don't learn. We don't learn because we are proud people individually. We are successful and very high achievers, so we think nobody else has anything to teach us. We are very unteachable. So since we don't learn how other groups do it, because the wheel has already been invented, so there's no need to reinvent it. Just do what they are doing and you get the success they're getting. Every time we come together as a group, no progress. So in this case, this thing is all about holding those that run in our affairs accountable, telling them to be transparent. They owe that, especially when it comes to issues of fundraising and the use of that fund. That's the main problem here. That's the beginning of the problem. And also another saying that unaccountable power is the same thing as absolute power, because only you know the information. Nobody tells you, nobody asks you. So only you know. So that knowledge is power. So it's unaccountable power. It becomes absolute power. And what does absolute power do to anybody? It corrupts absolutely. So that's where we're headed. Doesn't matter if it's those who were in charge before It doesn't matter if it was. It doesn't matter if it's Simon right now. He doesn't allow himself to be. If he doesn't allow himself to be held accountable in issues of fundraising and in issues of working on behalf of an organization and on behalf of a people, he will be corrupted. It's just the way it is. Anybody else that wants to come and try and do the same thing will fall into the same pit. So we are coming here to state these things. These are all words of wisdom and words of truth. I told this to him in the beginning. He was not interested, and neither was Madam Azuka interested. They had the ulterior motives, and that has been a year coming. And we are here, we're where we are right now. It's not a mystery. That lack of accountability basically led to this. I would have been in a position to say, hey, I was there, you showed me this, you showed me that, I'll be defending if I had something. But if you didn't tell me anything and if you left me in the dark and left others in the dark that you are working with in the name of one thing or the other, nobody can come to you and the questions arise. So calling them to give account to the support Biafrans are giving to our gallant volunteers on ground is apt. It's what is supposed to be done. Not doing that, we have set them up for failure. So the blame goes two ways. It goes to those who didn't allow themselves to be held accountable, that are in power right now, that are power drunk, calling names and jumping around thinking they're God's gift to man. It goes to them, but it also goes to us for allowing that to happen. Nobody is bigger than this movement. This is a movement that is greater than all of us. So Simon and Azuka must be held to account because it's leading them into uncharted waters. That's what we want to stop. Biafrans themselves must stop being gullible. We must stop being gullible people. You're giving somebody tools, you're supporting somebody out of the fact that you like them, or out of the fact that you think they're popular. I just give you, I trust you, I trust you. You trust without verification, you have yourself to blame. So what we are giving you today is information. So you will not say you were not told. Information to hold people accountable. And this is what this thing is all about. Our men on ground have been complaining. What is due them has not been coming to them. There's a lot that has gone wrong, not only in them not getting, because first of all, there has to be, you have to know how much it is you're raising. When you wanted us to do accounting every 2 weeks, none has been done since the beginning. First of all, we know we hold ourselves accountable here. They hold themselves accountable there. But because none of this has been done, we are where we are. It's now led to the point that the funds are now being used as a tool against our gallant men. And this is where we cannot continue remaining silent. Trying to blackmail them. Onyendu was very aggressive and jealous about his guarding of our volunteers. He said they are volunteers, and the volunteers are the hardest. You cannot defeat a volunteer army. There's something special about people that volunteer. But when you come and instead of you to support, you come and take advantage. You didn't want us involved in, you didn't want diasporans in particular involved directly because you knew we would bring the money the wrong way. That people will come and want to take charge. They will come and want to call themselves, they say, call me Oga, call me this, call me that. This is what has happened here. Instead of, these people already have a leader. He was already giving them standing orders to protect our land and protect our bushes. And somebody else is coming and saying, no. I'm the one that paying the piper now. I'm going to dictate the tools. That is wrong. Onyendu did not want us to come that way. He wanted us. That's the reason why he wanted a central command. Unfortunately, the central command collapsed, and that has nothing to do with Simon. We have to say that. It was those that under DOS that this central command collapsed. They must answer, because I've been calling for this panel for a long time. Everybody must answer. Those in charge in the beginning that opened the floor for what is going now, they have a case to answer to Biafran people and to posterity. But coming in after that, Simon and Azuka, after, first of all, after Nelly and Oyibo, then now, Simon and Azuka. The thing is that you told Biafrans, I'm raising money in the name of ESN. That's all you had to say. That makes you responsible. That makes you liable. Because those that gave you money based on that. And then you turn around and use it to control, to use it to blackmail, and now to use it to threaten. And that's crossing the line, to threaten the same volunteers that you are meant to be supporting. So we are here to talk about accountability and transparency. We are here to tell Mazi to get a hold of yourself and stand down. Stand down from any threats to our men on ground. This is not your organization. You are not the boss of anything. They are Biafrans who made, these are people, the best of Biafrans, because they are in a world of,
I think that's a problem with his.
A world of very,
Okay.
in the world of people, they've risen up to volunteer. We owe them our support, unconditional. So, threatening them, we cannot take that like any threats. All these moves, because when you knew when we came in, and when you decide to use money and tell somebody that is hungry, that you're his boss, two may accept, the third one may not accept. Already you split them. So he knew we were going to come and factionalize them. And that's why he wanted us to stay away. But unfortunately, we're where we are. Those in charge did not want to learn. This is what you call him money and do, but you don't listen to what he says. You say you're his disciple, but you do what you want. So to call him to order, the threats must be rescinded. The threats must be rescinded, and you're being put on notice publicly. Those that you have threatened, those that you're dividing them against themselves, wittingly or unwittingly. It's what is happening. You have to take responsibility for that. We are putting you on notice. This is our last line of defense. For those of us that know what we are going through in the zoo, people have been educated enough. Onyendo has spoken enough. Those who don't understand what is happening in that zoo, maybe it's time for you to go and listen to the old tapes. But
all right, Mazi.
The threats against our gallant men must be rescinded.
That's right.
They will.
Thank you so much, Mazi. I appreciate you for that. Please, let nobody call. I want you to listen, because you need to get facts before you call in. So please, we don't need you to call in now. Just wait for the facts before you call in. And before I call in Prince and to make submission, I want Madam Ifi to make submission. Madam Ifi, why are we here? And basically, we know we are here because of our gallant men. And what is happening that has made us to decide to call Simon for a meeting amongst our gallant men? Please talk to us the way you feel and how you want to give us this information. Please let us know what is going on.
Thank you so much, Kaleshi, for that. They say that a leader must have a listening ears to those he leads. If you're a leader, you don't have a listening ears, you lead to chaos. Your leadership leads to chaos. And a leader as well must also accept criticism. That makes you to be a good leader. Nobody, me, I have been Mazi Nandekano, following him until he was abducted. Then Simon came up, but I was following Simon as well before Mazi was abducted. All I wanted is for things to be done right from the beginning. I was part of Umada from the beginning. We all agreed that there should be accountability and transparency. We agreed on that. That along the line, something happened. That's something that happened supposed not to happen. And that resulted to where we are now. We are now having doubts. Where is our money going? Because if this thing was done right from the beginning, we won't be here. When we started asking this question, if they listen to us and do what they're supposed to do by not telling us the same story that I had when Madam Oyibo said the same, that Mazi Nnamdi said, we are not supposed to know what is happening. That is what Azuka told us. When I asked her the question, why is it that, as we agreed, that few of the Umadas, because I live in Ireland, I will not be a signatory to account in America. It's not done. So those that say because I am not in account, that's why I am making this. It's not true. I live in Ireland, I'm not living in America. So I cannot be a signatory there. But we should have access. That is agreement. And the Azuka added her husband to this account. I want to ask Biafra, where in the world, any organization, a leader added his family or her family to account of organization? Where is it done? They make these things to start like this. We asked this question. We wanted things to be done right. But Azuka, bent on not doing it right. We calling the media. We tried everything. Let's sort this thing issue out. Mazi Simon was a good man, I would say, because he told us, he said, what about if we give you this and this, will you be happy? I said, I did not even want to know the name on the account. All we wanted is our incoming fundraising and outgoing, so that we know what is happening. But the worst thing that we started with, because they are the one, Azuka gave us this, make us to be where we are today. He should have done the right thing if she knows that she has nothing hidden. If she knows there's nothing hidden, she should have done the right thing. Then the thing that happened again is when the men started complaining, when they started saying they are not getting feeding money, you make us to start thinking what we are thinking. When they started saying there's no money, there's no money, there's no money, what do you expect people to think? What do you expect us to think? We started thinking, why will Azuka's husband be in the account, be a treasurer to this account? Oh, something is going on somewhere. You caused it. And we said, okay, if these men are complaining, and I know that these men, they are with us. If anybody says that these men are criminal, this is not the right word to use for our gallant men that are suffering for us, that are in the bushes, fighting, defending the land, going hungry. The sun, the moon, everything, rainy season. This is not the right word to use. Even if you don't want to, you can't use such a word and say that these men are not criminals. They are not criminals. They have criminals, which we know. But these are the ESN camps, are hungry, and they are complaining. They are making their complaint. And they call and call and call. And I'm so weighed out. I'm weighed out of their call. I'm a mother. I feel their pain. How can people left their home and stay in the bushes trying to protect the land? Only give them feeding money. Only give them money for them to do this. It's not be given. And then, you don't know what I have spent or what I've done for this struggle. I am not crying for anybody to say I want to be a leader. God forbid. All I wanted is for things to be done right, because they gave us this benefit of that. So the meeting was called because this complaint is getting out of my head, and so many people started receiving this complaint, and they called for this meeting. When this meeting was called, they said that we need Mazi Simon to come. By then, he has already removed me, and it didn't bother me. I still said I will still be supporting him, even if he has mentioned my name. How many times? Didn't bother me. But saying that these men are that are criminal, this is not right for us to say such a word. These men are hungry. They need food. They need things to protect the land. If they are right, we know. We can put things in order. That is what the meeting is meant for. It's never for to attack Simon. It's never at all. So my people, you guys, please stop all this. You guys are saying. If you are the one in that bush, if you are the one that your son is there, if you are the one that your brother is there, if you are the one that your husband is there, and they are protecting the land, and they have no feeding money, how will you feel? That is the way I felt, that these people, they should be looked after. And we call for this meeting so that something should be done about it. That is all. So what we did, is it wrong? What we did, is it wrong? I'm asking that question.
All right. Thank you so much for that analysis, for that. Prince, please, I don't know if you are there, because I would have wanted to say some things before, Prince. I don't know if I should allow you to speak first before because I wanted to say some things critically.
Very quickly, I'm told I wanted to enter from my phone because I'm about to begin a journey right now. Okay. But it's telling me that the room is full, no more seats. Is it possible I can exit from here and then create a room that you can get me in, so I can begin my journey and speak to you as I go? But the problem is it's going to be interrupted.
Biafrans, I think I'm having a network problem. We are going to continue where we stop tomorrow at about we have been here for 57 minutes according to the video. 57 minutes. 57 minutes. So we continue from here tomorrow. Join again tomorrow or next when we'll be bringing this. And also, we are going to be analyzing this very program bit by bit to bring out every details. And write down your questions because the negative comments that I'm seeing so far here is also giving me the energy that I'm doing what is right. You know what I'm saying now? It's giving me energy that I'm doing what is right. Because from these very negative comments, it is where you are going to bring your questions. So I want you to listen to the program, then bring your questions. Subscribe to the channel of Mazi Odinkemma Nwachineke 2 at YouTube. Mazi Odinkemma Nwachineke, Facebook, and also Twitter. Then also subscribe to the channel of Biafra Global Network. Biafra Global Network. That channel owned by the person that anchored this very program that you're watching. Mazi Kelechi Ambrose. Because while analyzing, also we be streaming it live so that you can bring your questions. If you know your questions, those your questions. You know what I'm saying now? Just ask your questions, no abuse. If you watch the program itself, there is no word of abuse. If you've been following me, also, there is no word of abuse. I don't abuse people, but with debate, reasonable, have a discussion, have an argument. I don't fight, but I use my brain. So bring your questions. Those of you that are writing negative comments, bring your questions so that we can be able to answer every of your questions. You know, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he say, do not bring light question, bring strong question. That most difficult question. You know what I'm saying now? That most difficult question. Those of you that are commenting negative, I'm not talking about the people of DOS. Because as long as I'm concerned, I am not against Simon Ekpa. I love Simon Ekpa as a brother. I love him as a comrade. So what I'm doing here is to prove to him and to tell him that only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, whatever anyone can do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it. I remember some time ago, about few weeks ago, somebody said that I should start the fundraising. I think we are approaching to that very direction. Because Onyendu say whatever you can be able to do, you do it. But we give Simon Ekpa all the support that he needed, but he betrayed that very support. He betrayed that very support. One person cannot get Biafra. It's not possible. I've done so many great work in this very struggle. So many great work. Even the advisory committee that Simon Ekpa is having today.
Whilst I'm driving.
You're already here.
I am in, but I'm going to.
Okay, let me start now.
This one.
So I can go out from here now, and then because I'm connecting with the other, it says retry. Okay, I'm out.
Okay. So now before he comes in, I would want to lay a background here because I want us to really focus on this thing very clearly. Now, I want Biafrans to understand that we have come here with clean hands and we have come here with the mind to make sure that things work well, especially sustaining the legacy of Mazi Namkano. Please, and Mazi Ken and Mazi Chidozie and Mazi Kennedy and Prince also, please, I want us to just give me a little time, maybe 15 to 20 minutes to just say this, so that I'll be able to lay a very, very good background and the reason why we have to do what we are doing today. Now, when Mazi Namkano was kidnapped, of course, we all know what happened and all of that. Pierre France, please listen very carefully so that those of you who you are just saying whatever you want to say.
You see, I just say something right now that I am not against Simon Ekpa, but I stand on the doctrine of Onyendu. Whatever you can do to bring Biafra. Now we're giving that support. That very support is still open. Because even when they betrayed me, I have a lot of commanders that contacted me. I don't contact commanders. Commanders contact me. Those of you that know me that I don't call people. People call me. People seek for my attention. But in the course of this very struggle, I seek the attention of everybody fighting for this very freedom. And this whole thing lies on you. Do what you have to do. Let us put this family together. Work from your own end. We work from our own end. Let us put this family together. Let me leave you here. Continue watching.
So you can get a perspective to this. Now, when he was kidnapped, we all know what has happened. Simon was being attacked and all of that, and we were all supporting and trying to push to make sure because Mazi Namkano said he has to stay in his place until he's back, and so we had to, of course, obey Mazi Namkano, begin to push. Now, I remember when the issue of Nelly and Madam Oyibo and all of that began, we now, of course, we now look for how this account must be retrieved, and then we have to get a new account. And I remember that the woman that before they were constituted, they agreed that they were going to make sure, the reason why they decided to join, Madam Ifi, Maureen, and other people decided to join the new Umuada that was being set, is because there was an agreement that they were going to have transparency. That means every month they're going to have reports of what is happening with the finances. And of course, we were told in the media team also that we'll be having a joint session every month, so that we can have the account and the report of these financial details given to us regularly. And this happened between May and June, of course. And that was how the account was instituted. But when the account was instituted, because I was following the Umuada very well, and I was, we were talking in the media team, of course. And then I asked the question. We had a meeting before that account was instituted. I told Simon in that meeting, that was June last year or May or so. And I said, and I laid a very perfect, system structure. I said, for this to happen with Madam Oyibo, if we don't change the tactics, or it is a shame that it happened, because it is a shame that a whole nation cannot have a structure that can know about the details of its account. How can one woman just hijack funds and everything just goes and we are here, we're talking? We are supposed to set a standard. So this time around, if we are going to bring a new account, then we must set a standard. I told them, I said, the same people who are signatories are not going to be the same people who are going to be disbursing funds. They can they can sign up for funds. They can send funds to another department that disburses the funds. Now, the department that is supposed